Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I have a friend here.
Yes, Victoria.
And we're going to talk to you about taking a gap year, the different benefits and kind of like the different types of gap years that you can take.
Yeah.
Because most of the ones that we see are usually just like going travelling.
Exactly.
Whereas this one will be geared more towards like lower income access students.
Yeah.
Let's get straight into it.
Yes.
I thought we'd start off just by giving a brief summary of what we did in our gap year. So I'll go first. My gap year was completely unplanned. I basically took it because I didn't get accepted. I missed my offer and I had to retake. And in my gap year, I explored different options. The main thing I wanted to do was to work. I wanted to earn some money. So I got a job working in a bakery. I also did law work experience in 2 different law firms. And I explored more creative options, so that's when I started to do a little bit of modelling and mostly acting. I was with BYMT, which, as it's called now, British Youth Music Theatre, for 12 to 21 year olds, and I did an acting course with the Old Vic, which is a theatre in London. And then I came here.
Yeah. So my gap year was somewhat unplanned, but also planned as well. I've got some notes to remember what I need to say.
Got so notes.
I started working for a company for 8 months. So from October 2017 all the way to April 2018. I then had another work experience opportunity at a charity, and that's 1 month. And then I went to California to work in Silicon Valley for my summer.
Just casually.
Yeah. But I also did some travelling on the weekend, so I got to go to San Francisco, and yeah, it was really nice. I did some volunteering a bit, so I did help some students at my old school with geography and economics. So I'd go in sometimes and help them in the library, because I knew how much I struggled with economics especially, so like giving back to young people at my school was something that I wanted to do.
The main point of this video to get out is that there are like different structures of gap years. It's not always like, hey, so I'm just gonna like work for 6 months and then travel like just around the world.
Exactly.
Sometimes you have an unplanned gap year, but it will still give you the different benefits of a semi-planned or fully planned gap year. And a lot of the time I know people will be like, oh, I don't want to take a gap year because if I do, then like I'll fall out of the rhythm of studying.
That is not true at all.
It's really not true.
Actually, you know what, I think it depends on the person. If you're someone who's very motivated and you know you want to get your university education, taking a gap year will only actually make you a better person. It wouldn't hinder you. I think also there's that argument of, oh, if I do a gap year, I'm going to be 1 year behind everyone else.
Yeah, and I thought that as well, especially because I was like, right, so I'm going to be going into the years with younger people. Like, is their maturity level going to be high? But so many people do take gap years, especially nowadays. And I think it's more allowed in Cambridge than in Oxford. So if you're going to Oxbridge or just any university, there will always be somebody taking a gap year there with you.
At the college that I'm at in Cambridge, there's a few alum students doing gap years, who did gap years.
There are a few here as well, and you might be in the year with international students who are like slightly maturer. They could be in your year as well. The thing about university is it's not like school at all. You're not all coming from the same starting point. You'll have some people in your lecture theatres who are like 30. That's not even an exaggeration. Like,
I think also it's fundamentally you're running your own race. So often the argument of doing a gap year was like, oh no, you'll be behind and all your age mates will graduate a year before you, but the skills I was able to learn in my gap year, the people I was able to meet, has been so invaluable, and I almost feel like it's made me a lot more better prepared for what university life is like, and also what graduate life is like in a way, because you do end up working with graduates for a long time. Yeah,
and like if you're really motivated to get your degree, a gap year can even help you further that along, because you can make different connections within the field that you want to go into, and then you're learning more about that business that you wouldn't learn at school. But now we're going to talk about like more of like the benefit side, go into a little bit more depth.
So the first company I worked for, I heard about that through my school and through a website I was going on called Not Going to Uni. And so I think initially I wasn't always thinking about doing a gap year, but I always thought the aspect of getting work experience is something really, really useful, because fundamentally, especially in this day and age, it's not who you know, it's like what you know, how people you know can help you. I think if you come from a less advantaged background, it's definitely a lot more useful to try and get work experience and try and be proactive in getting opportunities for yourself. So I heard about it from my school. I went to the assessment centre and then I also had an interview, and I got help through a charity called SEO.
SEO Scholars.
Yeah.
I was on that.
They were really, really useful to help me prepare for the actual assessment centre. So I went to the assessment centre, and it was actually quite interesting. So it was in central London, like really lovely building. I was just like, oh, 17-year-old Victoria, what am I doing here?
Oh, coming in.
And so the assessment centre was mainly with actually older students, the students who were in university or students who had graduated.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, what am I doing? I'm only 17 and I'm in this assessment centre with adults.
I'm not supposed to be here.
Exactly. But I think it was such a great opportunity that I thought to myself, even if I don't actually get the work experience placement, I had the opportunity of getting an actual interview, of getting an assessment centre with actual older students. So the time I actually came to the company, I was always like one of the youngest people on my team, so that really helped me with adapting to the situation.
Yeah.
And then for the next opportunity I was able to get, and like very thankful to God for that. So I actually met someone at the company I was working for, and I thought, okay, after the company I have a bit of time to spare in London.
Like from September to March.
Yeah, September to like April time.
Yeah.
And I asked him if his charity had any work experience placements, and they did, thankfully. So I was able to get 1 month paid work experience at a charity, which was...
It's honestly crazy.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's paid work.
Yeah, and I was so surprised. It's like...
It's nepotism. It's all nepotism.
You're watching this video right now, you think, okay, how can I actually get these work experience opportunities?
Yeah.
I definitely recommend being proactive and reaching out to people, but also having a plan. So what do you actually want to get out of your gap year? Because I always knew I wanted to do volunteering, I wanted to do work experience, and I also wanted to do a bit of travelling. So then after that, one of my friends' older sisters, who went to my school, which is a state school in East London, she also did a gap year. And it almost kind of motivated me to do a gap year because she, like, it just seemed so cool.
Yeah.
So she was actually working in California, and then she mentioned how I might be interested in applying for that opportunity. So I applied for it and I got it. Yeah, but I think definitely, so half of my gap year was planned before actually going to university, so in year 13, and the other half is a bit more spontaneous. But fundamentally do what you're interested in, and also be quite open and flexible, because you never know what other opportunity can come. You never know who you can meet and how it can almost influence your trajectory in life. If you know what you want to do in your gap year, whatever that is, you definitely should go for it. Oh, we didn't talk about, what did we do? Some people apply deferred, some people don't apply deferred.
Oh!
I'm about to end the video. There's like a very important stuff we didn't talk about. So basically,
I applied non-deferred.
Yeah, I also applied non-deferred, and I called up the university after results day saying, can I please gap year? So I think depending on the university you go to, they can be quite open as long as you're doing something that's going to be worthwhile and they know that you can actually benefit from it.
Yeah, you had to like write a document.
Yeah, so a bit of like a bullet point of what I was going to do and how it's going to benefit and make me a more culturally aware student.
And when I was applying the second time to uni, I was already on my gap year, so I just included in my personal statement the different things I wanted to do, just so that you could see that you have a plan of what you're going to be spending your year with. Speaking of flexibility, like that was my entire gap year. I wanted to take a gap year in year 12. Especially because people in my drama group, they all were taking gap year, well, most of them wanted to take gap years, and they was like, in our gap year we can like film something, make a play, and I was like, I want to be part of that. But I was like, oh no, if I take a gap year, same like reasons, I was like, I'll be a year behind, like it'll take me longer to get into the job, and everything happens when you're younger. Like you always have this bubble that you have to do things while you're young, otherwise you just won't get anything. But as luck would have it, I was kind of forced into a gap year because I had difficulty with my results, and I was like, no, okay, I'm going to retake.
Difficulty, she did really, really well.
So that was like my main structure for my gap year. I was like, oh, I'm going to take my exam again. But obviously that's in June. So I had all that time until June to do something, and I was like, I need a job. And finding a good job is hard. I used to work in Tesco when I was at sixth form. It was really far from my house. So I was like, I don't want to have to do that again because it would take me like 8 hours in the week of travel, which is basically another shift.
Yeah.
Luckily, nepotism again, my boyfriend's friend told us about a job fair. And we went there, and I got my job through a company that was advertising at that job fair. Should I name them? Yeah, no, I didn't like that company, so we're not going to name them. I wanted to apply to be a customer assistant. Turns out I was the team leader.
Yay.
And so I was like, oh, okay, I'll take it, because that gave me so much more responsibility. I definitely learned a lot of maturity from there, and I met one of my best friends at work, so just the connection through that is invaluable. And then my brother knew somebody. He was like, oh, my sister's looking for law work experience, and he managed to get me some law work experience at 2 different law firms in London. I met people at different levels in their career, so I met a partner, and that's who I was kind of shadowing around. I was able to go with her to client meetings and find out a bit more about what she does.
And this is all before going to university, so...
Yeah, exactly. I knew I was going to study law, and it was giving me different experiences of the law. That was in like tax and trusts and bonds, and I was able to experience a different side than you're normally taught about. And then my second work experience was in immigration law. So I got like these 2 very different like types I could just compare. And then the different people at the firm, there were some trainee solicitors, some solicitors who were still like quite young, and they could tell me about their journey and the different exams. They gave me different websites that I can visit, advice for your applications, and those connections are invaluable. Nothing I would have gotten if I didn't take my gap year.
So if you're watching this, you might be in year 12, year 13, maybe even year 11 or below.
In your research. Year 8.
Get in there early, guys, get in there early. I think a lot of teenagers across the country do find year 13 very, very stressful.
Yeah.
Doing a gap year does allow you to have that time off to
definitely.
relax. You've got so much time to fill it with what you want, and sometimes you may have thought you had a certain passion. So you mentioned you're really interested in drama.
Yeah.
Like you may have not been able to do that during sixth form.
Exactly, yeah.
But your gap year allowed you to do that. I guess my like slight passion, I became really interested in education and social mobility.
Yeah.
So I'd go to university talks in London about those topics, and through that I was able to know more about the topic itself. And I also became very interested in my own cultural identity. Listen to a lot of podcasts, and one of the podcasts is called Over the Bridge, and all the links will be in the description down below.
Oh, so you're taking over.
I was not going to say that.
Yeah.
So I was the only person from my school to get into Oxbridge and to go and offer. Through my gap year, I was actually able to meet Cambridge graduates, and hearing the stories of Cambridge graduates made me think, okay, wow, even though I'm the only person from my school going to Cambridge in my year group, I know people who've been through that system, I know people who've been to the university, who they could put me in contact with students who are currently studying there. So I think coming here, I didn't really feel as isolating if I didn't actually have a gap year and reach out to more people.
But yeah, so after I did that, I left the company just before my exam. I actually auditioned for BYMT in January, and I thought the audition went so badly, but then I managed to get onto one of their productions because they do different ones, and that's what I knew I was doing in the summer. I got more involved with like local theatres around. In Woolwich, there's the Greenwich and Lewisham Young People's
Woolwich in London.
Yeah, Woolwich in London.
For you
for non-Londoners.
watchers.
And that one was like free participation for young people who were my age. So I was like 18, 19. I needed something that was gonna like cater for me, and I was able to find that and get more involved in those different opportunities and meet different people in the acting field. I remember, again, with like the friend that my brother had, he got tickets for, what is it called? It was for a play at the Old Vic, but we were able to go to the press night, which means after the play, you're able to go and network with the different actors, with the director, with the person who wrote the script. And so I was literally just like, it forced me to increase my networking skills. And my brother was like, you're gonna talk to these people. And I was like, okay, so fine, I'll talk to like 5 people in the room. And I ended up doing that, actually connecting with the different actors. It was amazing, basically.
I think also with the whole gap year thing, there is somewhat of a gap year stereotype. So when I was on my gap year, and I told people I'm on a gap year, they were like, oh, you got a gap year.
Oh no, Tarquin, I can't come shopping on the King's Road today. Yeah, because I'm literally in Burma. Yeah, no, I'm on my gap year at the moment. Yeah, no, it's amazing. Yeah, I can't believe you said that, because that really reminds me of this time on my gap year.
Or like you go travelling, get drunk in Thailand or something.
Yeah, basically.
I didn't do that. If you want to do that, you can. Like, it's fundamental to your own life.
But there's no like set structure to a gap year. You don't have to do that. You don't have to save up and then just like disappear.
And even if you do want to travel, so if you come from a family where your parents can't give you money to go travelling, you can work for the first 6, 7, 8 months.
Yeah.
And then go travelling for the next 4 months.
Yeah.
Or work for 10 months and then go travelling traveling for 1 month. There's different like ways in which you can actually get what you want, and also you don't actually have to leave the UK if you want to do that. You can just stay in London if you want to, or just stay in Newcastle, or just stay in Manchester, wherever you're from.
I know my friend was at uni in Scotland, and I travelled down to Scotland to see her, and I was able to like explore more of my country, get a holiday, but cheaply, because from London to Scotland it can be very low prices. You can just explore your options.
Yeah. Well, even this sounds so bad, so I'm from London. On my gap year, because I was working in central London, I was able to explore more of central London.
Yeah, no, that's true.
You almost feel like a tourist in your own city, but it makes you more, because you've got the time, it makes you more open to experiencing new restaurants, going to new exhibitions, or just doing things you wouldn't actually do when you were in sixth form.
And your time is your own.
Yeah.
When you're on your gap year, you structure your life, and it kind of gives you a little sneak peek into what it's going to be like after uni. There is no like set structure, and that's when you have to actually think, okay, I need to completely design the timetable of like this year or the next few years. I will say that being on my gap year helped me to identify what I wanted to do with my life. I know that's not necessarily what everybody will get, but I always had a passion for acting, and I kind of just let it slide. Engaging more into it, I was able to really like structure that back into my life and think, okay, no, this is something I want to do, how can I make it work with my plans? But yeah, more on a personal side, the different benefits from taking your gap year.
So I think coming to university, of course a vast majority of students didn't do a gap year, but this sounds so weird. So in Freshers Week, a student came up to me. It was so like random. Yeah, so we were going in to have dinner.
Yeah.
And I was like standing with a friend of mine, and then she came. I kid you not, she doesn't know who I am. This was in Freshers Week, and no one knows each other. And cause I feel like I came across as being quite calm and collected and sure of myself. She came up to me and said, "Oh, did you do a gap year?" I was like, "How do you know that?"
She just assumed you took a gap year, I could see it in your body.
But I think it definitely made me a lot more sure of myself. And even though I don't really know what exactly I want to do, you become a lot more aware of the different opportunities or different pathways you can actually take and how to actually get there. Independence. Because I was living in California for 6 weeks, I became quite accustomed with my own self. Yeah, basically. I became very familiar with who Victoria is.
She is literally laughing like a schoolgirl at her crush's jokes. Is she okay?
Independent study, this is normally what people like think is a con of taking a gap year. But
so people who like retake their...
Well, if you're retaking, then you're going to have to learn how to do some independent study, because you're not necessarily a student of their school. You're only taking the exam through the school, so all of your studying, all of the materials that you use, you won't get it from the school. You have to do it yourself, and so that really helps you with your independent study. But I think also, like, if you're working, there are different things you have to do. You have to do training. You have to learn more about the company that you're working with, and especially with consultancy, it's something you don't know that much about.
Especially something straight out of year 13. But the company I was able to work for, they did give a lot of training, and the teams I had were so lovely. Yeah, they were really, really good.
Exactly. And that's still reinforcing those independent study skills.
And also professional skills as well. Obviously what you do in sixth form is completely different to what you're going to be doing in the workplace. So you end up knowing how to conduct yourself in a particular manner. So by the time you actually go to maybe work events at university, you kind of know how to go about conducting yourself.
Oh yeah, and you said inspiration.
Inspiration, yeah, so inspiration.
Yeah.
So I think what I realised is that through taking a gap year, I had the opportunity of meeting so many people, so many amazing people at the companies I was fortunate enough to work at. You end up seeing a lot of them have their own social enterprises or doing all these amazing things, and it makes you think, oh wow, I could potentially do that in the future too. Yeah. So it definitely broadens your horizons, because I think whatever background you come from, you do somewhat have a set mindset in what you can achieve. But it's only when you actually get a support network, it's actually only when you see people doing things that you are quite interested in, that you think, you know what, that thing's actually really, really achievable.
Yeah. Going through the different networking and talking to the different actors and actresses, I can see like the different routes that they took to get into their career. Speaking to people that I know that didn't have a job at the time, and now they're like having their West End debut, I'm like, wow, okay, so it's actually possible. And so many times you're told this is a set route, or these routes are closed off to you. Actually being in like the world, away from the structure of school, can just show you can do whatever you want. Oh yeah, one of the things we were talking about was like our different perspectives on money. Well, I think having a disposable income,
exactly, it's really different to school. I mean, not everyone worked during sixth form, I worked for a very small amount of time, but it wasn't something I did all the time, but I did work. But then going to gap year, then working for like 10 months, it's just like, oh gosh, money.
Yeah, it's like, oh.
Where did this come from?
Yeah.
I think though, from on the money aspect, it definitely did help me with being a lot more cautious of how I spend money at university. If you're a young person, if you do take a gap year, you do start working, I think the novice you're spending money actually wears off. Because you get clothes you always wanted, you get the laptop you always wanted, you get the camera you always wanted. And by the time you get to university, it's almost like, well, I have materialistically everything that I want. So you probably are a lot more cautious with how you spend money. And also, if you're worried about funds for university, a gap year is a very, very good decision to do because you'll actually save up money for university.
Yeah, that was my plan. Didn't happen though, but it was my plan. Like, you can have savings and then things will come up and you're like, I have to spend my savings now. But if you didn't have your savings, you wouldn't have had that to spend. So I guess there's that pro there. I've always kind of been like cautious with money and like, no, don't spend anything. But in my gap year was when I started bullet journaling, and that's when I did my expense tracker and I could see how much I was spending each month, and I was like, wow, you spend a lot on food. And it made me become more aware of my spending, so that when I came to university I was more in tune with, like, okay, this is what I have to put aside for this.
I think often there is that narrative that if you come to university, it's the first time a lot of students do see a couple £1,000 in their student finance or from student finance or in their bank account. But if you do a gap year, you would have experienced that before, so it's not like, well, no, you don't spend all of it.
Yeah, that is basically it. When you're thinking about a gap year, it doesn't have to have a specific structure, and it can really benefit you no matter where you're coming from or what you want to do.
Any useful links to gap years and advice and really useful websites will all be open it up and click them.
And we maybe do like a separate blog post where we can talk about more stuff in more depth, but we don't want this to be an hour-long video.
Exactly. But moral of the story, I think if you do your research, if you know what you want to do in your gap year, whatever that is, you definitely should go for it.
One thing that just came to mind is that I know like some people, they won't take a gap year because of parent pressure or family pressure, that they have to be going to uni, they have to be doing something.
Yeah.
And I don't really know what you could do about that. Like,
True.
If you want to take a gap year but you're worried about their reaction, it could be good to like plan out the different things that you want to do.
Ask them to watch this video.
Ask them to watch this video, and then go to them with that plan. I can apply to this. This is what I can do. This is what it can give me, and maybe see if that changes their perspective. Because going straight to university when you're tired from A-level is just, you're just gonna feel like, I don't want to be here, and your whole degree will be more of a chore than it needs to be.
Exactly. It's a lot more enjoyable because you have that break away from formal education, because fundamentally education is not the same as academia. You can still learn without being in a classroom or a lecture hall.
Yeah.
And you come back being a lot more refreshed. I think especially on the work experience, because our gap year is very work experience dominant.
Yeah.
When it comes to university and applying for internships and then graduate roles in the future, you do have that edge because you were able to start work experience, get work experience opportunities.
Something to put on your CV.
Exactly. So I think if your parents are not too sure, whoever you're living at home with, or maybe even teachers, definitely ask them to watch this video and hopefully you get persuaded. But definitely do your research, and also Google. It's a fantastic resource.
Google is your best friend.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
We hope that this has helped you, and hopefully I'll see you in my next one.
Yes.
Peace.
Bye. Wait, so why not?
How you look? Because if you look at the viewfinder, in the video you can see the eyes kind of looking off to the side.
Rather than
Where in the lens, you're looking at them.
Yeah.
You're looking at them
Okay.
in their face.
Exactly. I'm speaking to you about
I'm speaking to you.